Hey YouTube, this is PrimetimePokemon, and today I have to review and give away the Toxic Tricks Pokemon theme deck. This is from the Emerging Power set. It's a Psychic and Fire type theme deck. And as always, I'll be giving this away. I give away theme decks pretty much on the first of every month. Sometimes there's a little delay, but usually on the first of every month. In order to win this theme deck, you need to do the following things. You need to subscribe to my PrimetimePokemon channel, like and favorite this video, and then follow me on my blog. Once you do those things, comment in the comment section below with your follower name for my blog so I know that you're a follower on there. You only can enter once, and then I'll use a random number generator in a few weeks from now to determine the winner of this deck. And you'll get everything that I read now. You'll get the coin, you'll get the 60 Pokemon card deck, you'll get the damage counters, you'll get the card checklist, you'll get the deck box, and the 2-player playmat, as well as the code card. And I'll read the description on the back of the box to tell you about the Toxic Tricks theme deck. It says, turn the tables on your opponents with the Toxic Tricks theme deck. Gothitel's Mental Shock attack will confuse and confound your opponents, and Sigilyph's poisonous double-dose Toxic Claws attack will leave your opponents feeling more than a little tricked. And when Gothita gets in the mix with its sleep-inducing hypnotic gaze, your opponents will be poisoned, asleep, confused, and beaten in no time. And here is the card list. I'll go in more detail in a bit about him. There they are there. Sigilyph is a card that's on the outside, sort of a holographic pattern. And the reason this is already open is because I rearranged the cards in the deck so I'd be able to review them easier, so they'd be in order instead of random. But I'll show you everything you'll get in the deck. Here's a card list. Damage counters. Playing mat. Deck box, and then the 60 card deck. Coin. The Sigilyph. Oh, I'll take that out. We have the Sigilyph card. And then the code card. Both of those. I'll show you the cards in here, and I'll just basically give a summary of all of them and tell you what I think about this deck. Organized here. So in here we have 12 Psychic Energy and 6 Fire Energy. So here's the 12 Psychic and then 6 Fire. We're going to start by looking at the Psychic type Pokemon. We have a 4-3-2 line of Venipede, Whirlipede, and Sigilyph. Venipede is a basic Psychic type Pokemon. 2 moves. Poison Sting. Flip a coin. If heads, the defending Pokemon is now poisoned. So I know on the back of the box it was talking about poison, asleep, confused, and beaten in no time. So this is one step closer to winning the game. You poison them with Poison Sting. And then Tackle does 20 damage. 4 of those. 3 Whirlipede. Stage 1, 90 HP Psychic type Pokemon. 2 moves. Venoshock, which does 10 damage plus, if the defending Pokemon is poisoned, does 60 more damage, so it can do 70 damage for only 1 Psychic Energy card. So you're definitely going to want to use Venipede's Poison Sting attack. Even if you don't get a Tails the first time, I definitely use it a second time and try your luck to get it poisoned. Then you can bring in Whirlipede, you can evolve Venipede into Whirlipede, and do 70 damage in 1 turn. Or you can use Steamroller, which does 40 damage no matter what. Not too great a move for 3 energy cards, but it is all colorless energy types, so you can put whatever energy you want on there. Then we have 2 Sigilyphs, and that's one of the promo cards, but well, that's not really a promo card, just a different holographic pattern to it, to the regular rare card. Stage 2, HP is 140, 2 moves, Toxic Claws, which does 30 damage. The defending Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 2 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns. And then Wild Horn, 3 energy cards it takes, and it does 50 damage, plus 20 more damage for each heads you get when you flip 2 coins. So it has a possibility of doing 90 damage, minimum of 50. So it's a pretty good card there. I like how you can poison and then do 20 damage each turn instead of 10. 2 of those. And then there is a 3-2-1 line of Gothita, Gothorita, and Gothitelle. Gothita, HP is 60, Psychic type. Hypnotic Gaze, you can put the defending Pokemon to sleep. And then Double Slap does 20 damage times the number of heads you get when you flip 2 coins. And both of those moves, you can use any type of energy cards you want. Next, we have Gothorita. 2 of these, 80 HP, which is a little low for a Stage 1 Pokemon. Has 2 moves, Double Slap, which does 20 damage times the number of heads. So it's exactly the same move as Gothita had, except for it's 1 energy card less. Or you can use 2 energy cards and do Psybeam, which does 20 damage and makes the defending Pokemon confused. So far I've reviewed cards that can put the defending Pokemon to sleep, poison it, and now confused. And then Gothitelle. There are only 1 Gothitelle in the deck, 120 HP for Stage 2, so it's a little lower compared to past few Stage 2s I've reviewed. 140 HP for Sigilyph, but it has 2 moves. Smack does 30 damage, and then Mental Shock does 60 damage, which is average. But you get a flip a coin if heads the defending Pokemon is now confused. If tails, discard an energy attached to the defending Pokemon. So either way with this move, it does the standard 60 damage for 3 energy cards, and then it does one of 2 good things depending on if you get a head or a tails. Next we have Woobat. 2 Woobats in the deck, 60 HP, basic Pokemon, only has 1 move called Psybolt, which does 20 damage, and if you get a heads when you flip a coin, the defending Pokemon is now paralyzed. So there's a lot of special conditions you can inflict on the defending Pokemon with this deck. Next is Sigilyph. 2 Sigilyph in the deck, 90 HP basic, 2 moves. Quick turns first, does 10 damage times the number of heads you get when you flip 2 coins for 1 Psychic energy card. And then we have Psychic Assault, which does 40 damage plus 10 more damage for each damage counter on the defending Pokemon. So if you use Psychic Assault 2 turns in a row, you can do 120 damage in 2 turns, or 60 damage in 2 turns, which is pretty average. So that was the last Psychic Pokemon we'll take a look at in this deck. Now we move on to the Fire-type Pokemon. We have a 2-1 line of Darumaka and Darmanitan. Darumaka, basic, 70 HP, Fire-type Pokemon. Tackle does 10 damage, and then Combustion, 3 energy cards it takes, so that's quite a few energy cards for a basic Pokemon. But it does 30 HP. We'll have to see what Darmanitan looks like, if we need all those energy, and it looks like we do. Darmanitan only has 100 HP, it is a Stage 1, so it's not bad HP. It's actually above average HP for a Stage 1, which is 90. It has 2 moves. Rock Smash, which is all colorless energy, does 20 damage plus 20 more damage if you get a heads when you flip a coin. And then Fire Punch does 70 damage and burns the defending Pokemon. So I think we've talked about pretty much everything. We've talked about burn, putting Pokemon to sleep, confusing a Pokemon, paralyzing them. So this deck's definitely chock full of special condition type Pokemon that can inflict the special conditions. Next, we have Pansear. And there's a Pansear 2-1 line of Pansear and Simisear. Pansear, 70 HP. 2 moves. Collect, which lets you draw a card. And then Scratch, just 20 damage. And you don't need any fire energy cards with those 2. Then Simisear is an average Stage 1 Pokemon card. Fire type, 90 HP. You can use Water's Power, which does 30 damage. And it puts the defending Pokemon asleep if the defending Pokemon has any water type energy cards attached to it. And then Flamethrower does 70 damage for 3 energy cards. Then you have to discard an energy card attached to Simisear. Now we have a 3-2 line of Pidove and Tranquil. Pidove, 50 HP, which is a little low for a basic type Pokemon. Does 20 damage with Gust for 2 colorless energy cards. So 3 of those. And then Tranquil, Stage 1, 70 HP. So it makes sense that this HP is a little lower, since Pidove is. But it has 2 moves. Claw does 30 damage, but if you get a Tails when you flip a coin, this move does nothing. That's unfortunate. And then Wing Attack is below standard as well, only does 50 damage for 3 energy cards. So I'd probably stay away from this card, it's not actually too great. So that ends the Pokemon part of the review. And now I'm going to move on to the trainer cards and supporters. So you have Energy Search. 2 of these, we have 2 of each energy and supporter card I'm going to be talking about. I mean trainer and supporter card. Energy Search basically allows you to search your deck for a basic energy card and put it into your hand. Switch, if you're using especially some of these Pokemon like a Whirlipede has a 3 colorless energy card retreat cost. Darmanitan has a 3 colorless energy card retreat cost. If you have this in your hand, you can switch it out for free and you don't have to discard any energy cards instead. You can just use this card. There's 2 switches. Charon's the only supporter in the deck. There's 2 of them. Unless you draw 3 cards. Energy Retrieval. Put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So for some reason one of your major Pokemon gets knocked out that you have a lot of energy cards attached to, you can easily retrieve 2 of those from your discard pile and put them back into your hand. So that way you'll always have energy cards. There's 2 Great Balls. That basically allows you to look at the top 7 cards of your deck and then choose one of the Pokemon you see there and put it into your hand. And the final trainer is Pokemon Communication. And that's basically going to a PC like in the Pokemon games, exchanging one Pokemon for another. So that ends the review of the Toxic Tricks Pokemon theme deck. I really like how this deck, a lot of these Pokemon in this deck have the ability to either put a Pokemon to sleep, confuse it, burn it, that type of thing. So especially if your opponent's not prepared for it, you'll easily be able to knock out a ton of Pokemon and maybe not even get any damage done to you with so many of the defending Pokemon always being affected by a special condition. So that ends this review. Like always, I'll be giving this deck away. In the beginning of this video, I told you how to win the deck, and you can check in the underbar below for a detailed description of how exactly to win this deck. So good luck to everyone, and I'll be announcing the winner in a few weeks from now. So thanks a lot for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.